Right now, we're about to drive 2 hours into the countryside of Texas to check out the skate park that Tony Hawk invested $5,000 into. An hour and a half later, we have just shown up. So let's get my first impression of the park. Okay, it looks fun for now. I'm gonna give my entire consensus at the end because there's actually a lot to discuss about how this was built. But let's go over the obstacles. Over here you have a classic 4-foot quarter pipe. It's actually fairly long so you can hold grinds. Same goes with this flat ledge. It's a lot longer than most skate park ledges, so that's a plus. Not super practical, but I do appreciate just adding a new element right here, this little roll-in wave before the quarter pipe. I think it's fun. And the fourth and last obstacle is this pyramid ramp to ramp, also a handrail and a hubba going down the slants. Very mellow, actually. I want to hunker down on some of these obstacles and really get it, but for now I say let's just get a few tricks on each thing. So far, it feels pretty good. This is the list of tricks that I've just created that I want to try now, and hopefully we can eventually get into more curated tricks on a certain obstacle to where we can just battle something out, because these obstacles work. Building skate parks in areas like this does not work how it works in bigger cities where 3 pop up a year. A lot of times the community has to do everything they can to get the park done. When I scrolled on their Facebook community tab, they started this conversation January 17th, 2011. They announced the project and even had this section about skaters not being juvenile delinquents or criminals and that we don't intentionally damage property. Whoever this is clearly cares a lot about skateboarding. This video should honestly be called Building a Skate Park Expectations versus Realities, because when you go through the lifetime of what it took to get this park built, it's kind of excruciating. I mean, it only took about 9 months, I think, for a city council conversation to kind of be like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. How about you design it and we'll figure out if we can do it. It only took about 9 months, but then it took years to actually break ground or get anywhere else. So this is what they came up with. This is the original mock-up of the design of the park that they were planning, and you can tell that it's a great park. There's a few things that might not need to be there, but whatever. It looks a lot like a Texas park, so I'm assuming they just figured we can get it built like all the other ones. And I want to talk about the 6-year journey after that they embarked on, because it's riddled with a lot of trials and tribulations. But I say we go through this list real quick. These 10 tricks are just begging me to try to do them. The transition tricks are always gonna be the hardest. That looked horrible, but onto the flat ledge. Time to battle the kickflip front Smith. Let's hope that this aluminum actually grinds Smith grinds. That's rare. Ooh, Smith grinds work. Great sign. I want to figure out how to do this trick consistently. I'm flicking fast, but not fast enough. Let's try. Whoa! Oh my God! We're gonna figure out that trick well soon, but I'm gonna knock out the 2 hubba tricks because I feel like they'll be relatively easy. A tail slide and a backside tail slide. It's actually a little sticky. Let's hope the back tail can just power through. I barely got into it. That was kind of sketchy. My tail was like here and then got there. Slightly hard to get speed coming this direction going at this ramp because the quarter pipe is only 4 feet tall. Still fine, just gotta get used to it. That's one rail trick down. Let's go for front board shove first try. Let's just try. Okay, it got slicker as I was going. Ow. Only 2 more tricks across this little gap left. Commerce Texas Skate Park project, the Facebook group, actually was posting consistently for about 4 years, doing fundraisers, having events, and then they randomly just went quiet for 2 years. Texas. They came back with a fundraiser, and then the Commerce Journal in 2018 actually announced that they were breaking ground for the skate park. It was part of a bigger project of renovation for this entire park you see here. The Facebook group actually handed Parks and Rec a check for $25,000, which they raised through all the fundraisers they had, and then the final design of the skate park was revealed, and the opinions were interesting. So the Facebook page was super active, and once they posted the mock-up of the park, they were basically inactive for about 1.5 years, and then they posted pictures of the actual skate park built, and then nothing after that. So they were consistent for years, and when it was finally actually built, there was no more conversation about it. What's really hard to read when you go through the whole life of this Facebook page is at the very end, when the skate park is built and they're not even active. They don't even want to have the conversation anymore because so many people are not into the skate park at all. People are complaining about it. I think rightly so. There's cracks in the ground. There's issues with the park that was really out of their hands, and the final design looked nothing like their aspirations. So what's my final opinion of the skate park? I actually think it's great, but I like things like this. I like that the hubba is mellow. I think it's actually built very well proportionally. Everything with the quarter pipe, you have enough speed to skate anything. I think this cool quarter pipe section in the back is interesting, and I think the flat ledge is literally perfect. But I see the problem where there are tiny cracks kind of throughout the park, and then there are bigger cracks forming in areas where you definitely don't want them. But I think for a skate park, it's fun, and I think a lot of people would be really happy about this. But it's just the fact that it took like 10 years or so and people in the community were waiting for it. I think that's the part that is kind of hard to swallow when you think about a place like New York City that builds, you know, a skate park every year, or LA that builds like these elaborate, insane skate parks because it's in such high demand in the cities. But right now we're 2 hours into the country where there's probably not a huge demand for skating and probably not a huge awareness and acceptance of skating potentially. When looking at the final conversation of the park, it looks like it may have cost $150,000 because the commerce people who run the page actually replied, not denying it, saying the vision and plan wasn't ripped off because we got it built when they said that we couldn't get it done. So it's incredible. But I do think that this park potentially did cost $150,000, and Tony Hawk's foundation, Tony Hawk, the skate park project foundation, offered $5,000 as well. So you tell me, do you think this skate park is worth $150,000? Because that would scare so many other cities in trying to build a park in the future. Also, I need to get a thumbnail on this ramp right here, but I need the sun to reach all the way over here, so that's probably about an hour. This isn't gonna work. I tried killing some time, but the shadow hasn't moved an inch this direction. I think the sun is kind of going at an angle to where this is just never gonna be uncovered. So hopefully I can find some pictures online of a similar obstacle. Let's just go. We've been here for a long time. Very relaxing and calming over here. Frisbee golf going on behind me. Hopefully smaller towns like this can figure out a way and have more people who are inspired to build skate parks. I think it's great. Thank you so much, and thanks to Tony Hawk, dude, for giving 5,000 bucks. Hopefully in the future I'll also work with Tony Hawk's company as well to further review skate parks as they're building them in the future and investing in them. I feel like it'd be a really exciting thing, and obviously I feel like I could just, you know, ask, and that'd be cool. So stay tuned for those videos every Tuesday and Thursday on this channel, Monday and Wednesday on my second channel. I'm uploading 4 videos a week right now and 3 shorts on top of that, so subscribe for all the skate content. Thanks so much, take care, progress daily, and keep killing it.